Na Viški cesti v prestolnici je v enem od blokov iz 60. let minulega stoletja zaživelo sveže in fleksibilno stanovanje, pisano na kožo lastnicama, ki velik del časa preživljata med Berlinom in Ljubljano. Svoje slovensko zatočišče sta želeli prenoviti in opremiti kar se da preudarno, ne da bi pri tem zapravili celo premoženje. Tole stanovanje, v katerem pomembno vlogo igrajo detajli, deluje odprto, prostorno in svetlo. Tako da, kdo bi si mislil, da smo na vsega 29 kvadratnih metrih? Lily, what were your main wishes about this apartment regarding the floor plan? Have you had any specific vision about it?
Not really. I mean, we just wanted a second home here in Ljubljana. We wanted this to be spacious, we wanted this to be modern, we wanted it to be as, space maximizing as possible.
Okay.
But we didn't really have an idea what exactly to do out of it. Seeing the works that Alex does in other spaces was really inspiring. So that was kind of actually the first idea to actually do something in this space. So that was what brought us to the idea to just do that.
But when you say spacious, on the other hand, we're on 29 square meters.
Right. Yeah.
In what way is that spacious?
I mean, maximize the space, do the best out of what you can do, make it functionable, and try to hack as much of the space as you can. I mean, we had different needs, and we wanted to see how we can meet that. We wanted to have a space where we can work during the day. We wanted to have a space where we can host and entertain in the evenings. And obviously in a space like here with 29 square meters, we have, I think, around 15 to 16 square meters in the living room where we're sitting right now. So if this is our bedroom during the night, we obviously don't want to sit there during our dinners with friends, for example. So finding solutions that help us and allow us to meet all these needs, that was the idea.
Aleksander, kakšno je bilo tole stanovanje pred prenovo? Kakšen je bil tloris?
Ja, ker gre za majhno stanovanje v bloku iz 70 let, nas obdajajo same nosilne stene, tako da bistveno drugačna tlorisna razporeditev ni bila, je bilo pa drugačno pohištvo, ki bistveno zaznamuje uporabnika v majhnem stanovanju.
Kako ste se potem lotili prenove? Kateri posegi so bili tukaj potrebni?
Ja, praktično je šlo vse ven, če smo zelo kratki.
Tudi talne obloge oziroma tlaki?
Tudi tla so nova, parket je popolnoma nov in to je samo eden izmed korakov, ki je sledil popolni prenovi. In od tod naprej smo razvijali v bistvu pohištvo. Večina pohištva je avtorskega, je po meri narejenega in smo razvijali v bistvu iz te iztočnice.
Postelja, po višini nastavljiva miza, stoli in vgradna omara za shranjevanje na hodniku so tisti kosi, ki so individualno zasnovani za potrebe uporabnic. Kuhinja pa je prenovljena iz obstoječih elementov, pri njej sta načrtovalsko in izvedbeno rokave zavihali kar lastnici sami. You also have many upcycled or recycled pieces. Where did you find them?
So we were living in this space already before, so we had furniture already in the space, and that was not really working for us. But we wanted to not just throw everything away and repurpose it. And for example, we kept the old kitchen and we just wanted to pimp it out a little bit. We used some of the old furniture that we had also in the living room to repurpose it somewhere in the kitchen. And we just wanted to not just waste all of the things that we had before, from an ecological perspective, from an economic perspective. So just to make something out of what we already have.
Is kitchen a very special place for you?
Yeah, that's kind of my favorite space in the whole flat, I think. It was kind of my vision to pimp out this kitchen myself, and I really like working with my hands and see the result at the end of the day. And I enjoy also this woodworking part. So then I used some of the old furniture, like some of the old wood from our bed frame, for example. We repurposed it to make the inner layout of the cutlery drawer out of it. We used some old shelvings from our bookshelves that we had before installed to hang them in the kitchen as well, to make something new out of it.
So how does this kind of bed work for you?
Yeah, it works super well for us. I mean, the first question we always get is, but do you put it away every day? I mean, it's so much work, right?
Yeah.
And my answer to that is always no, we don't. We often don't put it away, but the key is that you can put it away. So whenever we do want to host people in the evenings, or we just want to have a clear space for meetings or working in peace, there is the chance to put it away. And if you don't have it, then you can just never do that. So that is the great idea.
V stanovanju je veliko beline, saj ga namenoma nista želeli preveč zasititi z barvami. Na steno prideta še dva uokvirjena plakata, ki bosta zavzela svoje osrednje mesto v dnevnem prostoru.
Bela barva ključno pripomore k boljšemu občutku v majhnih prostorih, ne samo tlorisno, ampak tudi višinsko, ampak ne sme biti izgovor za sterilnost in nedomačnost. Ne? Zato tukaj pridejo tla, ki so drugačna, zato pridejo detajli in še posebej puščamo dovolj odprtega prostora za osebne stvari, ki jih uporabnik oziroma uporabnici prineseta, kot so knjige, oblačila, spominki in druge stvari, ki jih lahko že najdemo v tem stanovanju.
Bela barva kot najbolj nepopisan list, ne?
Kot pa sprtu, tako.
Aleksandar, a je potem tako, da se majhna stanovanja tudi hitreje zrišejo oziroma sprojektirajo?
Žal ne, ali pa je izziv v tem slajši, kajti pri majhnih stanovanjih je treba poleg funkcije in fleksibilnosti uporabe biti pozoren tudi na vsak centimeter dejansko dostopnost in pa različne scenarije uporabe skozi čas. No, tak plastičen primer v tem stanovanju so avtorsko pohištvo, omare, tako visoka kot nizka omarica, ki imajo porezane kote, ne samo zaradi zanimivega in sodobnega videza, temveč predvsem iz funkcionalnih razlogov, kajti omogočajo najbolj pogoste in najbolj frekventne poti znotraj stanovanja, kot je ta iz hodnika in v kuhinjo ter v obratni smeri.
Prenova je bila končana v približno 4 mesecih. V stanovanju ima vsak kotiček poseben pomen in kljub majhni kvadraturi lahko gostijo prijatelje.
And how does it affect your workflow and social life? How many people can gather in this living room?
I think the biggest amount of people we had until now was, I think, 10 at a time. I think it can fit more. We haven't had a bigger party yet because I think we want to get along with our neighbors, but it fits 10, I can tell.
But basically that's your second home. How often do you live here?
Yeah, I mean, we come here every other, let's say, 3 to 4 weeks for like a week, depending on how much work my partner and I have here on site versus abroad. So my partner is a musician, she travels a lot for her work, so we are both not here all the time, but we have a second home also in Berlin, and I think it always feels like first home wherever you are in that moment.
So the main question, Berlin or Ljubljana?
That's so hard. I literally just had this discussion today with my partner and we just can't decide. It's so hard. We love Berlin, but we love Ljubljana. There's so many special things about both places and we're so lucky that we can have both.
That's a brilliant answer. Good news for each of the cities.
Yes.